I want to work with you today because I noticed when you were reading, some of you were dropping the endings off of the words. So I want to make sure that we're looking to the whole word. So today we're going to look at some words and looking for endings on the end of the words that we need to make sure that we're reading. Okay. Okay. So we've talked about some of those, like this and the ing, right, and the ed, right. So if we look at our title says kite flying. Do you see a sight word in the word flying? What's the sight word? What's the sight word? In flying. The sight word. The sight word would be fly, right? And so the ending would be ing, right? The ing. So when we read the title and we read the word, we need to make sure that we're reading the ing part and not just the fly part that we know from our sight word list, right? Okay. So just open it up. Yes, it is a magic key. Open up to page 2. Okay, so I will read, you will read after me, and then we will talk about words that have the ending. Okay? Looking for words. All right. So here we go. Look at all the kites. There's a word there that has an ending on it. What ending do you see on the word kites? What ending do you see? What ending sound? So what sound does that S make? So when we read that word, should we read that word kite or should we read it kites?
Kites.
Kites. Good. All right, let's keep going. They fly across the sky. Repeat after me. They fly across the sky. Okay? Are there any endings there? No, there's no words with endings there. All right, so let's go to the next line. The best days to fly. Repeat after me. The best days to fly. Which word there has an ending? Which one do you see that has an ending? Excellent. Days. What is the ending on days? S. So when we read that word, do we want to say day or days? Days, exactly. And let's read the very end. Okay. A kite are windy days. A kite are windy days. Any endings there? Days. What's the ending is on days? S, this again, right? What about the word windy? What would be the regular word for that? Instead of saying windy, you would just say wind, right? So that Y makes it have the E sound at the end. So instead of just saying wind, you would say what? Windy. Windy. All right, good. Let's go to the... don't turn the page up. All right, so we're going to page 3. Read after me. Kites come in many.
Kites come in many.
Colors, shapes, and sizes.
Colors, shapes, and sizes.
Ooh, I hear some endings there. What are the endings on colors, shapes, and sizes?
Sizes.
Sizes. Colors, and what else? Shapes. What ending do all 3 of those words have? S, right? So should we read that color, shape, size, or colors, shapes, sizes? Sizes. You got to make sure that you're putting that S at the end, right? All right, I want us to skip ahead a little bit. Okay. Let's go to page 5. Make sure you're on page 5. You're on page 5? Page 5? Okay. So we're going to read at the top of page 5. Read after me. This is a box kite.
This is a box kite.
It has a different shape. It has a different shape.
It has a different shape.
How does a kite fly?
How does a kite fly?
The wind lifts it up
The wind lifts it up
and keeps it in the air.
and keeps it in the air.
Well, there was 2 words in that last sentence that have endings. What are the 2 words that have the endings? Keeps and what else? Lifts, right? So when keep is a sight word, right? So it would be easy to just read that word keep because we've seen the word keep in our sight word list. But what does it have at the end, Gabrielle? It has the S. So should we read this keep or keeps? Keeps, right? Keeps. What was the other word? The other word was lifts, right? So when we read that, are we going to read it lift or lifts? Lifts. All right, turn the page.
They stole it.
Okay, we're gonna skip down to the very last sentence here, where it says it. You see where it says it? Oh, you gotta turn the page, Gabriel. All right, right here where it says it. Right where it says it. All right, I'm gonna read. You read after me. It can sound like a flag
It can sound like a flag
flapping in the wind.
flapping in the wind.
I heard a different ending this time. What did you hear that time, Axel? Ing. Which word was ing on?
Flapping.
Flapping. Flapping. Okay. Which letters are making that ing sound? I-N-G. So when we read that word, it can sound like a flag flapping in the wind. Are we going to say it can sound like a flag flap in the wind? Or it sounds like a flag flapping in the wind? Flapping. You got to make sure, Gabrielle, that we are reading this flapping and that we're not forgetting the rest of the word. You want to look all the way to the end, okay? Okay. Go to the next page. We're going to read at the bottom where it says the, right here. The long shape of the kite helps it stay in the air. There's a sight word there with an ending on it. Which sight word has an ending on it? Helps, right? What's the sight word? Help, right? Help is the sight word. But should we just read help or should we read helps? Helps. Okay, so you can close your book. So the next time that I read with you, I'm going to be listening to see if you're remembering to put those endings on the end of the words, okay? Sight words, I know you know a lot of sight words now, but when you read it in books, I want to make sure you're putting that ending on it, if it's a s or if it's an ing or a different ending, okay? All right, thank you guys.